Okay, Hare Krishna once again, my dear children, for this virtual Puri Dham Yatra series today. See, not a series, it's just going to be a single session. Yes, we are back from Puri Dham Yatra and we had a wonderful time, mesmerizing time. You know what was the temperature? The temperature was almost 45 degrees and we would go barefoot. We would go on the streets doing Sankirtan. Yes, I can see so many children who were there with me. There, Shanaya was there. Yes, and so many others, Aditya, Chaitanya. Yes, all of you were there. And it was amazing experience with around 250 devotees. This was a yatra by ISKCON Whitefield. And we spent 5 days over there. And we don't know how from morning to night and night from morning we were spending our time listening to the glories of Krishna. We would go to each place and we would hear the glories of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, pastimes of Jagannath, BALADEV, SUBHADRA, MAIYA, and we had prasadam also, and that prasadam was served on the first day in the earthen pots, mitti ka pots, and that came directly from the Puri temple, main Puri temple. And our guest house was so comfortable with nice AC rooms and prasadam being cooked by devotees. We were always with devotees, around 250 devotees were there. So next time I urge that all of you should come. Yes, there were some challenges. Heat was a challenge, but then Krishna helped us. So we are very happy, and I'm very happy to share the entire yatra with all of you. But first of all, children, let us chant, so that chanting helps us, understand the dham better. Nothing can take us closer to Krishna other than chanting. And when we chant, we also kind of, come to know that, yes, what is the importance of that dhama and how we should look at the dhama with the eyes of our heart, not with our mundane eyes. Okay, so Vivan, please unmute yourself and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Oh, sorry, chant the Pancha Tattva mantra. Yes, Vivan.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Hara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vas Adi,
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Thank you. Okay, we'll start chanting first. Nicely concentrate.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Harinam Sankirtan Yajna Ki Jai. Okay, thank you very much, my dear children, for chanting nicely. And now you will see how nicely you will be able to actually understand what is Jagannath Puri Dham. Okay, you'll be able to understand so nicely, children. I've tried to make a PPT very, very quickly, whatever pictures I had. And let me tell you that few of you have helped me So Saket has helped me to find the pictures. Also, who is that? One second. Akshaya has helped me and Deepika has helped me to make this PPT. So I'm very, very thankful to them. And children, you all are such wonderful children. You know, you all have actually helped me so much in these classes. You know, somebody's taking the attendance. Akshaya has been taking the attendance since the past 2 years, ever since we started our online class, and not even a day she has missed. Even when she was traveling, she has put in the pictures. Put in the attendance of the class. So I'm so thankful to her. And so many of you have been so regular with me. And there's a bond that I share with all of you. You know, you all are like my children. And I would love to see you progress in Krishna consciousness. So I am going to chant especially for all of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, so here we begin our virtual Puri Dham Yatra. So children, be very, very attentive. Some of you must have come, some of you have not come. So, but all of us can hear the pastimes once again. So we went to Puri Dham Yatra on 25th of April and we stayed in a guest house called Niladri Guest House next to Jagannath Puri Temple. This is the temple. Okay. Now, before we go to the pastimes of this temple, you all know, children, that who is Krishna? Who is Jagannath? Jagannath is Krishna. Okay, Krishna himself. And who is Baladev? Baladev is Lord Balaram. And who is Subhadra? Subhadra is the sister of Krishna and Balaram. Right? But first of all, let us know, how did Krishna become Balaram? How did Krishna become Jagannath? How come this deity form of Jagannath came into existence? So quickly, there's a small pastime. There are 16,108 queens of Krishna, right? And when asked by, they were prompted once by Narad Muni, who was visiting their palaces. They were saying that you consider yourself to be the best of Krishna's devotees and best of the wives that serve Krishna. But do you know that Krishna is served in Vrindavan in a very nice mood? So the wife started thinking, Vrindavan? What is that? Where is that? And the pastimes of our Lord? What is that? So this much Narad Muni said, and he left. So then following nights, all the wives of Krishna, they noticed that, oh, our Prannath has woken up in the middle of the night and he is saying, Radha, Radha. And then another queen wakes up and she sees Satyabhama wakes up, Rukmini wakes up, and they see that Krishna, their Prannath, is saying, Gopi, Gopi. And another queen, Lakshmana, Jambavati, all of them wake up in the middle of the night and they see a similar thing, that Krishna is waking up and he's crying in his sleep also, and he's saying, Yamuna, Yamuna, Sudama, Gopal, Narhar, Sudama and Dama, Madhumangal. Krishna was chanting the names of his devotees. We are the devotees of Krishna. We're trying to be the devotees of Krishna. And we chant Krishna's name, and Krishna chants the devotees' names back. So these are the pure devotees, Radharani, Yamuna, Madhumangal, right? So they all go to Rohini Maya. Our children performed a beautiful pastime over there. Shania was also there. Yes, so beautiful small skit they had performed. I'll share the skit when I get it on YouTube. So now these children go to Rohini Maya and complain that our Prannath wakes up in the middle of the night and he shouts Radha, Yamuna, Madhumangal, and so on. So Rohini Maya said, oh really? So all the queens were inquisitive. Please tell us, why does he do so? Is he not happy in Dwarka? Is he not happy with us? Are we not serving him nicely? So Rohini Maya says, you are serving him nicely, but the best bhav, the gopis and the pastimes that Krishna has performed in Vrindavan are in a totally different mood. So all the queens started saying, please tell us those pastimes. Please tell us those pastimes, Maya. So Rohini Maya said, tell you all the pastimes, but Subhadra, she told Subhadra, you go at the entrance of my palace, of where the chamber of Rohini Maya was, she sent Subhadra, say, stop Krishna and Balram from entering this chamber. Otherwise, if they hear the pastimes of Vrindavan, they are going to get into ecstasy and they will never be able to return to the mood of Dwarka. You will lose him. So Subhadra Maya went running. And Krishna Balram, they knew something was cooking. Okay, some khichdi was cooking. All the queens and Rohini Maya are together. Something is going on. So they are very inquisitive that they wanted to come inside. Subhadra Maya said, no, stop. Who is Subhadra? Subhadra is the sister of Krishna and Balram. She said, no, stop. You cannot enter inside because Rohini Maya has denied entry to both of you. So Krishna and Balram said, they looked at each other and they said, okay, fine, but we will not enter inside, but can we stand at the main gate? We will just stand here. So Subhadra said, okay. She was such an innocent girl. She didn't know that even at the gate, they can hear at the entrance of the palace, they could hear the pastimes narrated by Rohini Maya. So when Rohini Maya started, narrating the pastimes, see, she narrated the pastimes of Sudama. She narrated when Krishna would go in the forest here with all the gopas and how all the gopas would feed Krishna and Krishna would feed the gopas and Krishna would eat the jutha, the remnants of the gopas. And see here, when Akrura had come to take Krishna to Mathura, because Kansa had devised a big, arm wrestling fight, all the gopis were so sad. They were so sad that they were crying and falling on the ground. And then see, there are pastimes of Krishna killing so many, Vatsasur, Bakasur, all the demons in Vrindavan. This is what Mother Rohini was narrating. And then there is this Damodar Leela where Mother Yashoda ran for 12 hours behind Krishna. Oh, Krishna. And then see how Krishna and Balram would return. This is the Godhuli Vela. When they would return in the evening, all the gopis and all the mothers would wait for how he wonderful pastimes. It is eternal consort Radharani. So all this Rohini Maya was telling Krishna, the queen. And when they were hearing all this, what happened? They went into ecstasy and their eyes were wide open and their limbs all were retracted inside and their hands were like this. And that is the pose you see of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maya in Jagannath Puri. This is Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra Maya in ecstasy. Their eyes go round because they've heard the Vrindavan pastimes and they are, one second. So then this is, see children, this is, one second, what is this? I'm going to put it in the Zoom, yes, play. Yes, so, yes, so these are the pastimes of Krishna and this is what Rohini Maya was narrating. And then Krishna and Balram heard them and they went into ecstasy. So that's how Krishna becomes Jagannath, okay? And now I'm going to take you to the first temple. All of you, I want you to pay your obeisances as and when we go to different places, okay? Here, this is Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maya. Such magnificent, amazing deities. Please pay your obeisances, children. Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol, Namo Mahadanyaya, Krishna Prem Pradhate, Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Tvishe Namaha. That's Mahaprabhu's pranam mantra. But yes, I will tell you the pastimes of Mahaprabhu also. Now, this is the Puri temple, children. We went to this temple and, we saw some exciting things here. As soon as we entered, there was, we walked through the queue and there was water was flowing and we had to wash our feet, mouth and hands before entering the temple. And when we entered the temple, we saw this chakra. On the top of the temple, you see that flag and you see the chakra. Okay, that's the Sudarshan chakra of Krishna and that's the flag. So it is said that even if it is very crowded and for some reason, If the darshan closes, and if you're not able to take the darshan of the deities inside Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, even if you take darshan of this flag and the Sudarshan Chakra, it is equivalent to taking darshan of the deities. Now, this temple completely defies scientific rules. Why? Because we noticed that our hair, it was very windy on that day, and our hair was flowing in this direction because the wind was coming from here, and our hair was flowing, our chunnis, the pattas were flowing in this direction. But that flag on the top of the temple was flowing in the opposite direction of the wind. Isn't it amazing? The flag always flows in the direction opposite to the flow of the wind. It is amazing. And one more important fact was that this temple has no shadow. The tallest temple that you see has no shadow at any point in time of the day. Isn't it transcendental? That means it is not of this material world. Third fact is that no aeroplane or no bird flies around this big temple. Never ever seen. It is amazing. These are some of the wonderful facts. The moment we went inside, everybody started shouting, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. And there, inside the temple, children, we saw a Garuda Stamba. What is Garuda Stamba? It is a pillar where Garuda is sitting on top. Why Garuda? Garuda is a bird who serves the Lord, right? We know that, right? Garuda is the one, he's the vehicle of Lord Vishnu. So we also saw the prints of Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's hands on that Garuda Stham and the walls next to the Garuda Stham. So we saw all the devotees, who came to the temple. They were hugging the Garuda Stham. Oh Krishna, give me lots of love. Jagannath love, Subhadra love, Baladev love, love of Godhead. All the devotees, and we also hugged the Stamba. And as we were going forward, we were chanting Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath. So please pay your obeisances. Hari Hari Bol, Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai. We are actually doing a yatra. Okay. Next, we went to the Indradyumna Sarovar. Now, this Sarovar, children, existed almost 536 years ago also. Now, this is the Sarovar where all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, these are some names, okay? And then also so many associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu come here. They were big acharyas, they are big gurus, they are big teachers. But in this Sarovar, they would just take bath. See, Advaita Acharya is there, Gadadhar Pandit is there, all the Panchatattva. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, you see in the center, there's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's Nityanand Prabhu, there's Gadadhar Pandit, there's Advaita Acharya, there's Srivas Thakur, there is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So many associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would play here just like young boys. They would splash water on each other. And this is the Sarovar. This is the real Sarovar. This is a depiction of what they used to do 500 years ago. And see, we sat on the banks of this Sarovar, and our senior devotees, they told us the katha of this Sarovar. Also, also the, for Gundicha temple, there's a temple in Gundicha where Jagannath ji comes after the Rath Yatra, after the Rath Yatra. So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made everyone clean the temple. So these devotees would fill up water from this in the pots, and they would walk. It's quite a distance. Okay, Gundicha temple. They walk that distance, fill up pots, and wash the entire temples, making it ready for Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra to come. Here, so please pay your obeisances, children, to this Sarovar, Indradyumna Sarovar. Okay. Next, children, we go to this CHAKRATIRTHA temple. Okay, one second. Okay, we'll go to ALARNATH temple. Okay, ALARNATH, I'll take you to the temple first. ALARNATH is a beautiful temple which we went on the last day actually. Okay, Lord Krishna is also known as Alvar. Okay, Alvar, but in due course of time, the name changed to ALARNATH. Krishna is known as ALARNATH here. So there's a wonderful story associated with this, children. This was around 40 kilometers from where we were staying. And we went in the evening and we passed through so many green meadows and wonderful lotuses. We saw lotus flowers, amazing white lotus flowers, and we also saw swans. It was so beautiful. We never knew that Puri Dham had this part also, the lush green forests and the farms and the ponds, lotuses and swans. And then our bus stopped there and we went to this temple. Now the deity here is ALARNATH deity. See, children, very, very carefully see. Our senior devotees told us, don't take the darshan here first. First, come and hear the katha of this deity. How this deity, Krishna, came into existence. So this story is similar to Mukunda and Raghunath's story. These are father and son in Mayapur. This story is similar to that. You must have heard it. We've discussed in our kids class earlier. But this story goes like this. There's a Brahmin, okay? And he used to serve this deity very nicely, and he would only eat prasadam after offering bhoga to the deity. So once he had to go out for some work, okay, for 3 days he had to go out. So he instructed his child very nicely, the small Brahmin boy, he instructed him that you must offer bhoga to the Lord first, and then only you must take the prasadam. So the boy took that instruction of his father very, very seriously. So now one day when his father was gone, so he offered bhoga. He asked his mother, mother, please give me, bhoga for the Lord. So he offered bhoga to the Lord, and he said, Lord, oh my Lord, please partake the bhoga. I will come in 5 minutes. So the boy went out and he came back and he saw that the bhoga was still there. It was not eaten. Of course, we know, children, that when Krishna, we offer bhoga, Krishna just looks at the bhoga and makes it prasadam. He never actually finishes up the bhoga. The bhoga is there, it is converted into prasadam. But the boy came back and he was so upset. And he started crying and he started banging his head against the wall. And he said, please eat, Krishna, eat. He loved Krishna so much. So then the deity of Krishna actually ate up the whole of prasadam. Whole of bhoga, he ate up, this deity, okay? So this continued for 3 days. Now the father was back from his tour. When he was back from the tour, he said, I'm very hungry, give me some bhoga, give me some prasadam. So the wife said, what? Give you some bhoga, give you some prasadam? Since 3 days we are hungry. Your deity has been eating all the bhoga and we have not got anything for us. So he was so astonished. He said, what? He called his son and he asked, and the son also said the same thing. So he immediately went to the deity and he said, what is that I'm hearing? Actually, we talk to our deities, right? He went to the deity of ALARNATH and he said, what have you been doing? You are a deity. You're not supposed to eat the bhoga, right? You're just supposed to look at it and make it converted into prasadam. So, but I want to see, how did you eat? So in his, anger, somewhat anger, devotee is never angry with the Lord. But what did he do? He picked up hot, sweet rice, in a katori, and he put it on the hands of the deity. And the deity ate that bhoga, but the bhoga also was splashed on the face of the deity, which caused blister on his face and blister on his chest, and his thumb got deformed because of the very, very hot rice being served. So children, as you can see in this deity also, look at the thumb of Krishna next to the chakra. Okay, that's the chakra. That one side is the conch shell, one side is the chakra, and that hand under the conch shell, there are 4 hands of this deity, Chaturbhuj form. This thumb is deformed. We actually saw the thumb was, rotated and deformed. Okay, and there was a blister. There is a blister on the right cheek of Krishna's deity, and 2 blisters on the chest of Krishna. So this is what we saw. Bhagwan ki jai. Please pay your obeisances. And you can please chant nicely, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, let's go to the next temple. This is the ALARNATH temple, okay? And you see this courtyard, the small dome here, where Harikshatra Prabhu told us the katha. Okay. Now another interesting place, very mystical place, was the Siddhabakul tree and the place where Siddhabakul is. So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did Bakul tree which was offered to Lord Jagannath. Okay, and he brushed and he just threw that used datun, the toothbrush which was made out of the branch of Bakul tree. There's a tree called Bakul. Okay, and he threw it in Puri, and there overnight there came up a big tree, as you can see here. This big tree came up. Right, overnight there was a big tree known as the Bakul tree which came up. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did perform this pastime because he knew that his very dear devotee Haridas Thakur was chanting 192 rounds, Hare Krishna Mahamantra rounds, every single day, chanting for 22 hours, sometimes even more than 24 hours in the sun. In the very, very hot sun of Puri. So he created this tree to give him shade. Now, that time, the king's men, the soldiers of the king came in and they wanted to cut this tree to make the deity of Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, right? They came one fine evening and they told Haridas Thakur, hey Haridas Thakur, you are going to cut this tree tomorrow. You find some other place for yourself to go and sit and chant. So Haridas Thakur was a very pure devotee. He did not say, he always depended on the mercy of the Lord. He said, okay, my Lord will do something. I don't need to do anything about this. If he has to make me sit in the hot sun and chant, I will chant in the hot sun. So then, children, do you know what happened? Overnight, this tree became hollow from inside. As you can see in this last picture here, next to this devotee girl who is praying and paying her obeisances to the tree, this tree became hollow from inside. And you know that when a tree is hollow, it has lost all its wood. Okay, the outer covering is only bark of the tree, and that cannot be used in making any deity because there's no wood remaining. See, this is the Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And see, today we went to this tree and we saw the deities of Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sitting right in front of him and giving him upadesh and telling him about the transcendental knowledge. And Haridas Thakur just chanting in ecstasy, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We all paid our obeisances to this tree, and there was a small hall made in this tree. We all sat and chanted one round of Hare Krishna mantra. So children, please pay your obeisances here. Siddhabakul tree ki jai, and please chant once the Hare Krishna Mahamantra in front of this tree, keeping this tree in mind, because here Nam Acharya, the teacher who is given the name of Nam Acharya, who is chanting personified, who is Nam, Krishna Nam personified, chants 192 rounds even today. Okay, we can't see him, but he's still chanting. So let's chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay, let's go to another place. This is the Chatak Parvat. And children, it is said that it is similar to the Govardhan Parvat. So once, now we saw here, when we went here, we saw one sand dune. Okay, like a small parvat made out of sand behind the main temple. And the pastime is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw this sand dune, he ran to this sand dune and he thought that this Govardhan Parvat, he got so ecstatic and he started digging the sand dunes, and there he found the deity of Krishna. So he took out that deity and we did darshan of that deity also. Let me see. Yes, I have put this. No, that is not the deity. Sorry. I haven't been able to put that deity, but it is a deity of Krishna similar to this. Okay, black deity of Krishna. And that deity of Krishna had come out from this digging of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we saw the real deity, and that was being worshipped by Gadadhar Pandit. Right? We say, no, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar. So the Gadadhar Pandit, these are Gadadhar Pandit deities. And also, children, in this place, another Adbhut Ghatana took place. What is Adbhut? A very mysterious pastime. Now, next to this this sand dune was the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Who is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? He is the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada. So once he was sitting in his tapasya, right, he was chanting the holy names, and he actually invoked, he called Vyasadev and Madhavacharya, who were present 5,000 years ago, and they came. When a pure devotee calls the acharyas, when a pure devotee calls Krishna, they come. All that you have to do is chant with your heart. Okay, so see, Vyasadev and Madhavacharya came, and they narrated the Bhagavatam to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And also, children, now I'm going to tell you this powerful prayer. This is a very powerful prayer, children, which Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur chanted what was his aim? His aim was to spread Krishna consciousness everywhere, all through the world. So he chanted this. Just repeat after me. Pratyasamme tvam kuru Govardhana Purnam. Translation. O Govardhana. Repeat after me. O Govardhana. Please fulfill my desire. Next is Nijanikantani Vasam Dehi Govardhanatvam. O Govardhana, please give me a dwelling place on the banks of the pond nearby you. Hari Hari Bol. So, and that is how Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was empowered. And then Senapati Bhakta Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, he met him and he gave him instructions in the first meeting. You, young boy, you go to the West and preach Krishna consciousness in the English language. Okay, so this is actually the place of birth of ISKCON. That is what some Gaudiya Vaishnavas also say. Okay, next we went to Gambhira. Children, Gambhira is an amazing place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived as a sannyasi, and he lived in the mood of renunciation completely. He is the master of the universe. He's Vaikuntha Pati, and he's full of opulences. But he lived in a place, just enough, small room, just enough for one person. We did the darshan of that place, and we also saw, this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Picture may not be too clear, but in the small box which is lying under Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here, next to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in front, there is the Karmandalu, the pot in which he used to carry water, and also the Khadau, which is the footwear of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We took darshan, and the deities here at Gambhira are Radha Kanta, Radharani on the left of Krishna, and on the right of Krishna, there is Lalita Sakhi. Okay, so let's pay our obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Namo Mahavadanyay Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurtushe Namah. Namo Brahman Devay Go Brahmanay Ditay Jagaditay Cha Krishnay Govindai Namo Namaha. Okay, now the most exciting part was the Puri sea beach. We took bath. We were instructed not to go too deep into the ocean, and also to take care of our clothes and chashma and all the belongings. Somebody lost their spectacles, somebody lost their chunni, the ocean took away, right? So we took a bath here. It is said that whoever takes bath in this ocean develops or gets the love of Godhead. They pray to Krishna very nicely. So the pastime related to this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he ran to this ocean thinking that it is Yamuna. And he did not come out. He did not want to come out. Then he was noticed by a fisherman who rescued him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was floating on the waters because he was in ecstasy. He was remembering Yamuna, I was missing Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani in the mood of separation of Krishna. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna and Radha both, right? So when he was rescued by a fisherman, then his associates came and took him back to his kutir. Okay, so this was about the Puri Dham Yatra. Puri Dham Yatra ki jai, virtual parikrama ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So I'm going to now ask you, children, did you enjoy? Did you enjoy the pastimes? You can unmute yourself and tell me.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Mataji. Yes, Mataji. I'm scared that the ocean will take me
To
very far
recite the
away.
pastimes. Oh, really?
I'm scared that the ocean will take me away. That's it. Mataji, actually, I was scared of the tides, but before the tide was coming, I hold my father and then immediately I put my head into the sea and again took it out.
Oh, yes, Udbhav. You were with your sister also, no, Unnati? Yes. Okay, wonderful. So next time, whenever there is yatra, children, all of us will go.
Mataji, no doubt.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Ma'am, before Corona, Mataji, before Corona, this used to happen.
Yes, this used to happen, but we went this time also. We went from 25th to 29th, and it was amazing. We had Manchurian and fried rice and pasta prasadam also. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we prayed for all of you. Okay.
Mataji, ALARNATH temple means is it the place where Krishna fell and one rock melted?
Yes, that is the place where Mahaprabhu was chanting, and where he was standing, the rocks melted with intense chanting. Yes.
Mataji, was it in front of the ALARNATH?
Yes, it was somewhere nearby. Yes, nearby. Okay, children. So we stop for today, and let us chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Our children performed a very nice skit. Let me see if I get it on YouTube. I'll post it in the group. If any one of you finds it in ISKCON Whitefield YouTube channel, just send it to me. Okay, I'll post it in the group. Thank you. Haribol. Have a blissful weekend and have a